Uh, Thank you, Roseanne, and welcome everybody. As Roseanne mentioned, I am the CEO, but also I'm Group Chief Executive of Cicard Analytics out of Canada, which currently owns the ReFlex brand, as well as the medical grade regulated product called Neuroflex. Today, we're talking about the ReFlex brand uh, being launched in Australia, and I'll explain why Australia later in the presentation and how we're relying on Swarmer for our crowdsourced funding. So if we could go to the first slide, please. 6 years ago, when we started analyzing virtual reality eye tracking data, we recognized a problem in the market, and we're calling it the above the neck gap. Over the past decade, we've seen performance tracking analytics explode. I'm sure people on this call have a Whoop or a Garmin or an Oura Ring, and we're constantly hearing about areas of movement on your iPhone. It has shown to us that nobody is addressing above the neck. This is all below the neck. Outcomes in sport, which is our core business, education and schools, as well as high pressure work environments, much of it is driven by focused decision making and reaction speed. It's not the body alone. As I've stated, wearables track the body, and we have created ReFlex because it's something that's scalable, that can track and train neuro performance. Next slide, please. So in addressing the solution, we looked at our core business. We know this is a new category, and we want it to sit alongside physical fitness. We want to focus purely on neuro performance. We do not want to be medical grade like our sister company, Neuroflex. We want to be in the health and wellness and performance space. And we believe, as I've stated before, there is a missing piece, and all the clients that we've engaged with now, we've launched this company, really like the idea of a holistic performance approach to outcomes in athletes, schools, etc. Just to finish this slide off with our vision, we see a future where neuro performance tracking and training becomes mainstream. It's as accessible as fitness tracking, training. We see the VR goggle as being your check-in product, where you'll upload all your below the neck wearable data, and you'll be able to engage with a holistic approach to total data. And we're actually open discussions with the below the neck wearables to execute on that vision. Next slide, please. Why did we start with sport? Well, number one, it is our core business. We've got over 40 plus professional sporting teams on our books, from FIFA, UFC, NRL teams, AFL teams, rugby teams. We've got British horse racing. I can go on and name many teams like McLaren as well. We know what they track today: heart rate, sleep quality, temperature, training load. We know that they don't track what ReFlex tracks. And offering them this product, whether you can see it on an iPhone, on a tablet, as a result of doing your training in VR, has been very well received by our current client base. When I talk about sports, I know I talk about elite, but it's also in the schools. It's in their grassroots pathways. School sports in Australia especially is taken extremely seriously as a pathway to elite sport. Our contacts in America with colleges and universities, as well as in the UK, we are really leveraging off that client base to launch this product of ReFlex. Thank you. I think importantly, when you look to invest in a company like ours, you understand what the team is. This is not a team that was pulled together yesterday. This team has been together for 6 years, most of us, predominantly most of us, but we've really built this off our analytics, our client base. My co-founder, my partner, Dr. Mimi Galliana, who was at MIT in America, and McGill, who was also involved in the Apollo space program in the early days looking at eye reflexes and oculomotor has 50 years research in this area. When we came along as a family to invest in her company, we really took it to the next level and saw this opening to really launch ReFlex to the wider consumer market. We have a CTO in place who's built everything. We've got the technology in place. We've got the platform in place. Dr. David is on our call, has led our science and research division. He knows this product intimately from a science perspective. Sean Tasker, ex-AFL, Adelaide Crows, as well as a director of sport at many private schools in Australia, leads our sport and education process. And it's a family business. My two sons, Matthew, who has Bachelor of Commerce, is the CFO, and Ethan, who's been very, very much driving our access to the AFL, NRL, and rugby networks around Australia. So we're not a cold start. We're all together, and we're all working together to make ReFlex a success. Next slide, please. We spend a lot of time working on this particular area of our business. We recognize that VR goggles are currently under a growth phase, but we realize that the Netflix model, where you can actually buy a piece of hardware, i.e. a pair of goggles, and create your squad, which is the middle one, of up to 4 users. This is family and friends getting together, sharing the cost of the CapEx, sharing leaderboards, they're referring other people into it. It bridges the consumer and institutional use that we have in the sports area. This has been very attractive simply because a parent might have a young kid who wants to be like their hero, who's training on ReFlex, or they have older parents who they believe need some neuro performance training that they can get their older parent to use the goggles. The Command business, which is unlimited, load up of athletes at $1,500 a year per seat. Most of our clients who we're talking to require 3 or 4 goggles because of the popularity within the elite sporting arrangement. These are elite sportsmen. They compare their scores, they like leaderboards. And in the school environment, we've got schools who are buying 20 or 30 VR goggles for not only just sports performance, but ReFlex is now becoming a part of their curriculum. In terms of health and physical education, in terms of the STEM classes, this is science, your brain health, technology, VR goggles, engineering built by biomedical engineers, and mathematics in terms of the algorithms that we run and the averages and the scoring system. So we are very much focused on building our model around these 3 revenue and key characteristics and target customer base. Thank you. We want to talk about traction today. We haven't raised the money yet and we're getting close, but we have treats this, as I've said before, as not a cold start. We've been talking to all our clients and we've been leveraging off the NeuroFlex customer base, which, as I've mentioned, is science, research, development. I'll just give you a little anecdote. Whoop itself started off as a science and research development company. It then realized that it could take that science and research and build it into a wearables company. Those may want to look at the valuation of that company today, and it's just raised over $1 billion. ReFlex is our consumer-facing health and wellness performance, and it is scalable. The Hawks there at the top corner were one of our first customers to put out a video on the usage, and I hope some of you have maybe seen that. If you haven't, please let us know. The bottom photos are clients we work with currently that we're in contact with. The Suns, we've got Port Adelaide, we've got Ineos Grenadiers, which is a Tour de France team. So we are reaching out to all our clients and we're giving them early discounts on the product. I've talked about schools, universities, and colleges, and right now we're across 12 countries. So we see this as a business that we can really leverage the success of the NeuroFlex brand. We've analysed the 2.1 million performance data points, and we've already, as I've said, been deployed in cricket, rugby, and we're very proud to say just recently we've signed out our first Olympic team. Next slide, thank you. And we want to raise up to 1.5 million. And here we've set out the allocation of that 1.5 million. We want to continue to build the platform. We want to have an AI optimization part of it. Once you check in to your ReFlex in the morning, in the afternoon, before you go to bed, we want our AI coach to recommend some performance training to you. And that's what we will be building. So it's going to be very, very, very much about training, tracking, and checking in. We've talked about our global launch and early traction. We're creating content and education for specifically the schools market. Governance and risk management are important. We've got setting money out there, then working capital contingency. And I just thought we'd put a photo of us working with the Dolphins there with a ReFlex, one of their well-known players. Next slide, please. The year ahead. I've talked about the solo one-person product, the squad and command. We want to go fully live in the next 12 months. We want to expand out to our schools and corporate market. We're already in discussions with people like the police force, with the army, with early responders, with heavy equipment users, fly-in, fly-out workers. I've talked about the AI personalization of the training, and the crossover is what we really want to focus into the consumer wellness market. Hackers, people who want to get the holistic approach, you can buy our product in the next 2 weeks off an app store. So it'll be as quick as 2 clicks. 1, click to buy the goggle. 2, click in their app store and download the goggle, download your credit card, and you're up and away. This is an exciting part of what we've created. And we want to be positioned to really grab this large piece of what is a $1 trillion business in the global health and wellness economy. Next slide, please. So just to conclude, why invest? Well, we're capturing growth. We are a category creator. We're not a first mover. Sorry, we are a first mover, I should say, in the global above the neck performance market. We are not a first mover in terms of VR eye tracking. We've been in it for 6 years. That's why it is a zero cold start. We're inheriting clients. We're inheriting countries that we work with. We're inheriting data points and a management team. We are already a proven technology, and we're being deployed and validated already. It's scalable. It's a multi-tier annualized revenue run rate across both consumer, family, and institutional segments. And as I've already mentioned, it's a large growing market that we've got access to. Sports analytics is growing as well as the wellness economy. So, Roseanne, I conclude my presentation. Apologies for going slightly over my allocated time. Thank you.